Hey guys, this is Bill from Spencer1984.com with another update to the Stranger Things WSQK the Squawk van. And while it's been a busy week, this is going to be a pretty short update because a lot of work, not going to take a whole lot of time to show off. So, getting into it with where we left off last week in the chassis. So I went through and did the last of the dry brushing in the fender wells, so they all match the rest of the chassis pan now. And then I went and glued the floor and the chassis together. So that's pretty sturdy now. That's not coming apart. And now that's basically all set to go. And next up is the rear console, and it's okay. It looks okay straight on, but if you start turning it to any kind of angle, it's still really flat. It does help a little bit once the table is in place, because that kind of masks off some of the worst of it. You get more of a sense of depth now that you've got something coming out of it. But yeah, it's still just okay. I really would have liked to see this as multiple separate pieces. I mean, separate either printed or cast milk crates, separate radios. That would have been great, not just for this build, but for the parts box so that you could throw them in other builds as well. The seat is pretty simple, but I think it actually looks pretty good. It's got some decent texture to it, nice shaping, and I was looking at it as something that, gee, maybe I would want to get a couple of these and have them as bucket seats in some sort of sports car or maybe an off-roader, just something where you need a basic bucket seat. Just the stand and the seat, not a whole lot to it, but just, like I said, something that might come in handy for other projects. Got the beginning work on these side panels done. I've got the outside of it painted with the TS54 like I had planned, and that went on okay. And doors still function, hinges are still good. And then I started working on the wood planking, and I'm not done yet. I might put a clear coat on top of it. This table has an orange. I don't know if I want to go with that. That might be a little too shiny varnish. I'm not sure. I just know I'm not quite done with it yet. And then the same thing on the driver's side where I've got the base of TS54 and the beginnings of the wood planking. It's a black base coat with a couple of different apple barrel craft paints over top of it, and then a dry brush of some Army Painter skeleton bone white. And you see, I do have a little problem back here in that there's a sink mark on that back door. Didn't show up until after I painted it, or at least I didn't notice it until I painted it. I'm going to live with it. Side door generally looks pretty good. I did tape off all the nubs where it attaches to the body because I didn't want that getting bound up with paint. Even thin paint's going to add a little more friction than I necessarily want, so I just put a little fold of painter's tape over all three of those. And now I just need to paint the inside of it, and that will be ready to go. And finally, talk about the body here. Again, got that TS54 base coat on it. And then I went through and I did some panel lining. You can see around the front doors there. I did the cowl vent and the hood seam. And then again on this door. And need to go through, give it a little polish, but overall this is going to be the final look of it. I think the color is just about perfect for what I wanted, and I don't hate the sheen of it. It's not a real glossy showpiece, but seems appropriate for a radio station van. So, at this point, I'm basically on the home stretch. Chassis and the front part of the interior are done. The interior components like the console, seat, and table, those are done. I need to finish painting the wood planking on those side panels, as well as do the painting on the wood planking inside the van body. and then really just need to pull everything together. So the glass, the trim, the satellite dish, and of course all of the decal work. So, like I said, still a bit to do, but I'm happy with the progress that I've made on it. Barring any major catastrophes, I'm going to be wrapping this up in the next few days. So I will have the final update of the finished model next week. You can check back then, and thanks for watching.